Okay, it's another Sea Panthers scenario, and this time Trails of Kohima, April 1944. Trails of Kohima, April 17th, 1944. In March of 1944, the Japanese 15th Army launched Operation Yugo. The goal was not to invade India, but rather a spoiling attack to forestall the up-and-coming Allied Burma offensive. Catching the British by surprise, several British units were cut off by the end of March. The area around the small town of Kohima was near a critical road junction. This scenario covers one of the series of night battles for the hills in the area. Japanese of the 31st Infantry Division were assigned to take the hills defended by the 23rd Indian Division. Hmm, hmm, uh, I'd like to play the Japanese. I don't really have a preference in this. This is likely another infantry heavy battle, and with a lot of Japanese missions have been infantry heavy. I don't recall playing against Japanese with the British though, so let's give it a go. They have a large battery, multiples of them. We're basically blind, so we saw some of their unit positions there. I didn't see where they were on the map, but I saw them here. Yeah, this is definitely meant to play as the Japanese. Okay. There we see one of them, sniper, moving fast. It seems like they're coming from the east side of the map. But they might come from any direction, so I'm gonna do a thing I don't usually do on these. I'm going to basically stay put. This is 18 turns. Not a short mission. We have 4 mortars. Good. They're on the main here. Okay, we definitely need to look around. The first thing we need to do. We're very likely to lose these mortar positions quite soon. See any troops here, so I don't want to abandon these dug-in positions, at least very lightly. Let's power some mortar there. Ooh, there's a ton of troops from this side. We'll shoot mortar here. I'm not sure how effective this is gonna be. Might as well shoot at something. Unless I can do direct fire with the mortars, but I don't think so. That's why they're in the middle of the forest. Yep. Okay, enemies coming from all directions. We have basically very little artillery. I do want to check the reaction ranges. Range of 4. That's fine. Range of 10, that's not fine. These are British infantry squads. 10 is an acceptable range for these, but I think 5 would be better. Same with these. Heavy weapon squad. These are very tough. Well, not tough, but much more heavily armed. Okay, that was it. Now we've done all the... I want to check the visibility before the... I expected it to be a lot less. That's good enough range to start shooting with the machine guns. That's the big advantage of machine guns anyway, that you can actually start to get kills from a decent range. So that's the advantage you want to use. A few casualties there. Not gonna mean anything to the Japanese. I do want to get rid of that sniper. Don't want to have people spotting us. There. Okay. We definitely should start shooting him in the minefield. Good enough. Half of the squad is dead after our turn. Okay. That's good enough for now. Let's see what they have in store for us. Again, our positions are dug in, so it's gonna be very hard to cause any significant amount of casualties on us. Okay, that was a bad thing to do. Yeah, we're very easy to abandon our position. I didn't check the experience of our troops, that was a mistake. I don't understand why we're getting so easy to get casualties. We're dug in a rough terrain. Usually in a situation like this, it's very tough to wipe out a unit or get heavy casualties on them. Okay, Japanese engineering squads, that's bad. It's not like this went terribly for us, just that one of our units got very badly beaten up. Maybe they got lucky or something. We do need to start keeping reactionary fire shots, because the Japanese aren't stopping for anything. So we need like something, at least 2 shots minimum, before I want to enter, because suppression fire will take away 1 shot at least. Seems very likely that we'll lose the western hills. Me sniper destroy. Because that was a huge threat to us. Yeah, they're basically giving everything they got. And since this is one of their first combat rounds, it'll be 5 or 6 shots per infantry squad. Yeah, we lost. The hill on the middle is basically lost. The northern front there collapsed in a single turn. Ooh. They really have decent artillery. Okay. They should be in no real position to react to us. I think our troops are actually quite good. Yeah, they're regular at least. Route it, yeah. Shoot. Lovely. Route it. Route it. Yeah, we're not gonna be bring any kind of resistance here. That's pretty bad. That's pretty goddamn bad. I'm not sure if there's any point in us trying to protect this side. We might leave someone here. I'm thinking we might want to pull some troops at least. Same with here, nothing seems to be, well, we're guarding the... I think I'll pull 1 unit away from there. Yeah, this guy, again, visibility is totally 0 here, so there's no real point in there. Try to focus our firepower at least a little bit. Not sure how useful that'll be end up being. Same with... Oh, what do you see? I don't see any point in staying here. Maybe a battle line can be drawn here or something. This is totally pointless to defend this side, there's no one coming here. At least not at the moment. Rotate. Rotate. Again. I think we can see some units in here, yeah. But this is a decent enough position to actually hold. This, on the other hand, really isn't. Should we even hold the Vickers here? I don't think so. They're gonna come here. So if we just stay where we are standing here, it's going to be very, very, very tough to back. What I think we'll do is Well, this is at least a little bit of better spot because now we can cover this side of the river. Hmm. Okay. Can't you do anything? Hmm. I'll actually do this. Yeah, this is bad. I don't get why the Japanese infantry is so much better at, killing things. They rarely miss at all, while we have very... Hey, there's a sniper there. We have significant trouble killing people right in front of us. Yeah, I think you're gonna die and then yeah, problem is that we're not gonna even fight. Ah, that's very frustrating. Can you even can't even shoot smoke here? Yes, these guys are terrible. Yeah, I'm pulling troops here because if we don't have if we basically stand here in alone, this is gonna happen with everything. This guy has 5 shots left, not that much suppression, but it won't do anything. It won't move, it won't fire, it won't function at all. Against Japanese infantry that will function normally no matter, even if there's a 99% casualties in the team. So that's not a... I'm going to start using these mortars as direct fire weapons. I don't care how bad they are. I'm pulling troops back. It's gonna be very tight if we're gonna be able to do anything. We're gonna able to stop them or not. Ooh. Sniper destroy. Let's move. Move. Well, I like this more. Routed, routed. Ah, that's a tough thing to get over. Routed, even though your units are in very good condition. Yeah, and we can kill a single guy on if we attack on a unit in the next square. They can kill like half the team if they fire from that position. So we can't go toe to toe with these Japanese infantry. That's just gonna end up biting us in the. I want to reinforce that position and route it. That's beautiful. Yeah, we can't do a lot of in these turns because a significant number of our infantry squads are totally incapable of functioning. This might be very well be the first one we are gonna be losing. At least if we aren't careful, we're gonna lose some of these flags when the game ends. It really depends how well they're if they can keep up the momentum they've built it. Never know. Jesus Christ, there's a lot of them. But they're suffering heavy casualties too now, so it can go either way. The problem really is if we suffer any kind of casualties, we'll go into rout. And that's the end of it. So we have to afford a situation where they can outnumber our troops significantly. Yeah, I think we can at least hold this position quite securely. Same with the both east and west I think we can hold. It's the middle that's in the greatest danger. That machine gun will be useless. Well, otherwise this actually went very well for us. We managed to basically wipe out several squads of Japanese infantry or neutralize them. They're not going to be a significant threat to us. That one's might even die. 3 men killed. Yeah, but that sort of shows you that even a single reactory fire that kills 3 men on our shot basically silences that squad for permanently. Otherwise, those heavy weapon squads are very effective. Yeah, we did lose squads of our own too, but we also wiped out several enemy squads. So overall, I think we came out ahead in this games. Japanese infantry squad destroyed. If they could have caused a little bit more trouble with the eastern and western armies, then I guess we would have been in big trouble. But it looks like we can hold these. And if we can hold these, we can always muster reinforcements here or another attack here. So I think we'll be fine. Yeah, we'll wipe out that engineering squad. We better wipe it out because it has a flamethrower. Engineering squad destroyed. Yeah, we're not gonna save ammunition this time. Or shots. We need to get rid of these engineering squad at least. They're too dangerous to alive. Even if they're wounded. Engineering squad destroyed. Another engineering squad. Split. Okay. So it looks like the H platoon managed to destroy the enemies that attacked here. So and the next term I think we'll start to pull troops towards the middle. We'll leave 2 wounded troops here, our squads here, to hold these. The majority will be, or half of the more healthier squad will be sent here. Probably directly here, actually, so advancing here instead of trying to go through the rough terrain. Yes, try the mortars first. Do you see anything? No. That's routed. Can't be helped. They did a good job. We'll use the command squad to wipe out these remnants. I'm pulling back. Yeah, that's good. That is good. I think they'll make it now. I'll still send the infantry squad here to reinforce their position. But this infantry squad won't go there. We'll go back to defending this. This is still very much under threat, but for some reason they ignored this infantry unit here. Well, it's pretty hard to spot, I guess. But it's in a good position. Yeah, a lot of troops coming, but it's in a good position to cause casualties on the enemy. So let's utilize that. If we get lucky, it might be able to even wipe out most of that squad. That would help us out quite a bit. Enemy squad destroyed. Yeah. I think we're gonna be pulling back. Ooh, more infantry. Uh, there is an infantry squad there. You can't see anything. That's wonderful. Can you kill it? Yes, you can. we're going to get into too much trouble, it'll be probably because of the enemy artillery. They actually have a very powerful and useful artillery. And we have a lot of troops now that are no longer dug in, so they're much more vulnerable to artillery strikes. And their infantry is still good. They score casualties on a regular basis, and if our troops lose 50% of their units in the squad, it's basically over for them, the fight. So we can't afford the level of casualties the Japanese can. And that guy that's being shot right now will be basically out of the fight for the next turn at least. And so will be that. Isn't a simple thing. Oh, kills. Luckily they're bombarding. Oh shit, we'll take a lot of kills. Units pulling back. Not good. Not good. Okay, anyone seen? No. I'm not too interested in. Oh, this might be a place to fire the mortars. They're coming through here. Well, then everything we have. Couple squads lost already. The Vickers got hit by the artillery, and they're out of the game too. So even though it looks very nice for a while, now it again looks a lot worse for us. You're routed. You're routed. We'll actually advance here. Because we need to cause immense amount of casualties. We can't do that if we stick around in the background. Proper wipeouts of enemies has to happen. Yeah. You're not gonna go. You are. Up the smoke. You see. We're not gonna attack aggressively with this squad, we're just going to harass one of their squads a little bit, so they can't put so much pressure on the front there. Hopefully there'll be enough for these 3 remaining squads to handle those 2 attacking squads. Maybe it won't, but not much I can do about that. Yeah. Waiting. What about these guys? I don't see anyone nearby. Infantry squad. Yeah, you'll start attacking. Same with you. You, on the other hand, will stay in defense. And same with you. Yeah, they try to push through the smoke. We have 2 squads there waiting for them, so hopefully that's enough to stop them from... Oh shit. Yeah, I didn't expect enemies to come from that direction. Which is why I pulled the troops away from there. And now there are engineering squads coming from there. At least one. Very likely entire platoon. Fun, 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 fun. We need to do something about this first. Good. These are actually very capable troops. That means we can shoot it with a mortar, both times at least. That should cause quite a bit of casualties. Five casualties, that's not good enough. They're gonna eat flamethrower the next round. Oh, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. These guys are sort of stuck here, not doing anything. Guessing they're trying to disable the minefield or something. Retreating. Oh, definitely start moving this way. Yeah, they have flamethrowers. Yeah, we might lose one mortar, but we're in a position to attack it on the next round, so not a huge deal. Do something about this. Hey, you're still routed. Hind. That's not too bad. We can definitely take care of these 2 squads. Yeah. I'd say the eastern flags are pretty secure at the moment. We'll save the rest of the shots in case that squad decides to attack. Which means the command squads need to wipe out this Japanese infantry. Piece of cake. Oh, again, we'll take a few shots and retreat. That was a good shot. 3 men killed. And that was it. So, let's see what they got. They have reinforcements coming from somewhere. Ooh, we're shooting at a Japanese infantry unit and we're slaughtering it. Oh, this is gonna hurt. Yeah, they're coming through the minefield. Are Our mortar should be firing somewhere here after this turn. Oh, what's the one that isn't firing? G1. Okay, it is firing. Thing just happened to it for momentarily. Okay, we're gonna move a little bit and take a few shots. We're more worried about the infantry than this machine gun. Visibility here is so low that the machine gun doesn't have any great advantages over infantry groups. The infantry are much more heavily armed and much more durable. D0. Japanese squads need to disappear. Lovely. We're gonna go on the offensive. Yeah, machine gun destroyed. I'm sort of banking on the fact that they don't have any, or at least many, full health squads available after this. So it'll be over with this. If that isn't the case, then we're in a bit of a trouble. Because we have no reactionary fire anymore after this. The mortars are all firing. So kill the Japanese infantry on the road. They're very vulnerable there. So we're gonna shoot as much as we can now. Sure what to do. The sudden appearance of Japanese reinforcement sort of got me thinking that maybe that's not the only direction they're gonna be coming from. It really helped, I guess. Ah, yes, I totally forgot about that. Can I undo you? Enemy troops incoming. Okay, they're coming from two directions, and that's not something we can handle. So we need to focus on one direction first, defeat the enemy there, and then focus on the other side. Now should be our mortar part. Let's see if it does anything. The problem is that they don't get routed or anything like that, so I feel it's something of a waste. One or two guys that may take a casualty isn't worth it. 2 men killed. Ooh. 3 men killed. Yeah, it's not really worth it. Well, it's free kills, so why not do it, but it's not a huge advantage. Machine gun destroyed. Mortar destroyed. No, yeah. Okay, they're assaulting us. Okay, let's see if the mortars have any targets. Yeah, this is under heavy pressure. A lot of troops coming there. Depends how many troops are still coming from there. Well, there's still more than half of this mission left. Still plenty of time to make a comeback here. One enemy squad. Shit. 3 engineering squads coming. A bit more worse situation than I initially thought. The problem here is that we can't go toe-to-toe with so many engineering squads. Okay, we're retreating here. Pinned. Pinned is acceptable. Pinned can still shoot. And wipe out that infantry needs. Yes. I think retreating can shoot also, but it doesn't. It's less obvious that it can. NG destroy. This seems to be in our control now. Don't want to assume things or too much things, at least not yet. Even there. Yeah, I heavily underestimated the amount of Japanese infantry they have on this. Ooh, yeah, heavily underestimated. The worst thing really is that getting a kill here or two does nothing against the Japanese. On the other hand, it'll cripple our teams quite effectively. And the bombard. Now they're shooting at their own guns. Yeah, this is a suppression 94. This is our command unit, basically has 3 guys left. Routed. Hmm. This is pretty bad. We have a lot of basically destroyed left. But not many fully operational ones. I think we can get something like 4 squads here to operate at some level. But the rest are already out. We're gonna go on the offensive again. Simply because that's the only thing we can do. We can't hold our own against an engineer squad assault, so we'll try to do these hit and run things. Go in, shoot as much as you can, pull out. With the heavy weapon squad, this is actually working quite well. On the normal infantry squads, not so well. They simply lack the firepower to do the damage needed. I really hope there's no surprises coming from here. We move the mortars. They're basically useless there. We could get them a little bit of a better line of fire. They might be very useful in something other than the indirect fire mode. Let's see what they can do. There's at least an entire platoon coming from the east side. The north, probably a platoon or even 2. So that's a lot of troops. A mortar destroy. Get rid of that. Okay, the Japanese troops are coming here then. Because we lost that building, they have to be coming here. Good direct fire from mortar. It's fairly effective. Yeah, infantry squad destroyed. Very, very effective in fact. And they can see here. Oh, there. Hmm. Looking around. This is fairly a good scenario, I'd say. I don't recall the last time when we really had to worry about things going bad. Well, I guess this is a defend mission, so it's to be expected the enemy has a larger number of units than you do. They really, really do have those squads still. There's at least 3 full squads of enemies coming. And they got another one of our squads. We're pretty much incapable of causing them casualties in the jungle. That's good. On the road they're very vulnerable though, which is to be expected, I guess. I still think we won the eastern battle already, but it basically cost us everything. We are in no position to send any kind of reinforcement to the center fight. They killed one of their own squad. Fight was a lot bloodier than initially thought. Infantry squad destroyed. I think we'll stay here for the moment. No, we won't. There should be 2 squad of soldiers there at least. We're routed, we won't be able to do anything. Mortar, routed. stay here. I'll think we can take these back, but it's very close, very close. Could have gone either way. I think it still can go either way. But I'm somewhat confident that since we seem to have at least an even number of troops, that I can beat the computer. Even though he has better infantry units. We do need to start pushing forward soon. They're bombarding their own troops every time. I don't really get that. This should be good. No casualties. That's great. 5 men killed. 4 men killed. Might actually be able to wipe out an entire Japanese squad, and it did. It was great. Ooh, back. As far as I can see, there's only one full squad of enemies left, and we have a couple of squads in okay condition, I could say. So we should be able to pull it off. Yeah, there's only 6 turns left. You need to start trying to go at least for that. All the flags. See what happens. It'll take something like 3 turns just to take them with no resistance. So we have 3 turns time to fight against the enemy. Yeah, the Japanese squad will get annihilated. Again, bombardment in their own. And again. Very careless with the bombardment. ship. Yeah, didn't expect that. More infantry incoming. You up smoke, no, then shoot. That didn't do much. Mortar retreat. At least we can wipe off this Japanese infantry squad. No telling how many of them are still left, though. Just have to hope that not too many. Alright. Ooh, 5 men killed. Yeah, this mortar at close range is really effective against infantry. Yeah, infantry squad destroyed. We'll move forward. We want to have a position where we can fire on those flags. 3D. A pinned and a routed infantry squad there. I don't dare to pull up this British heavy weapon squad out of here because there's a lot of troops we've had to deal with lately. Okay. That should do it. Okay, left side, west side, good. North, middle, good. East, yeah, it's most in doubt at the moment. Middle north is only being helped because some of their units sort of stopped attacking when they reached the minefield. No, they're still coming. Just taking their time. But we lost a Ruben squad. So. And there's a machine gun there. Just move. Our squad is basically annihilated. So they might even have a numerical advantage over us. The reason being that although we have a lot of soldiers, they're all in squads that are totally incapable of operating anymore. Okay, you see. An intact enemy squad. Lovely. We'll have to fire because we can't move. Trying to save the command unit. We'll proceed with the mortar. We'll proceed with this unit. We'll try to move in fairly decent sized squads. Because no single squad is large, we'll stack at least a couple of squads in the same square. Oh shit. Another full infantry squad. This is Seems like now that most of the enemy units are here. We'll see how it goes. Still, there might be a lot of fighting here too. What can you use? Nothing. Can't see anything either. We'll hold these defensive positions. I'm sure the enemy will try to retake the flags again, but I'm confident we can hold on to most of them, and we can get a lot of kills by defending them. One mortar down. This will be a marginal victory, I think, because we've suffered quite a lot of these losses. It'll be a victory because we hold on to most of the victory flags. The casualties are pretty high. Command unit can take a single shot, so let's take it. You can finish up the rest. Rallying attempts keep failing and failing and failing. Yeah, we've got this. They certainly have troops here, but yeah. We've basically annihilated all of the squads they have again here. Unless some new squads just magically appear again from nowhere. Excluding that, I think we are now in a position to start recapturing these. So this might even turn into a decisive victory, although I pretty much doubt that. They're pinned. I think that's most of the problem. They're not in the position to continue the assault. I'll actually concentrate all my remaining mortar fire there, just to see if I can hold them still. Now, not a lot of things happening anymore. Me unit destroyed. We have 2 turns left, so not a lot of time. We're definitely lacking in units capable of moving properly. We might not be able to take those flags even if there's no other enemy units here. Simply because no one can move. We'll still hold about 3/4 or 3/4. So it's still a victory for us. We'll retain our defensive position. And you are dead. Not quite. Okay, there's some kind of a full squadron of Japanese infantry. Oh, and wonderful. So probably see at least that. Shoot it. It again. And I'm actually trying to go for the flags. Might as well try to shoot them. 3 men killed. Very nice shot. And that's all I could do. Can't be helped. So any targets? No, really. There's no point trying to do anything really heroic at this point. It's over. What has been done at this point has been done, and that's it. I'll try the last minute desperation of taking over the flags. Might extend the game for a few turns, but I don't think it'll make a lot much of a difference. I can't see anything. Japanese infantry attacking. We're basically exchanging flags with the Japanese squads here. Yeah, this will be probably our last, so they actually managed to get more flags, so we might lose 1/3 of the flags. And that's about it. And be mission over. If it continues, it might go either way. I'm not sure which side will gain the advantage then. I think we'll gain the advantage if this doesn't stop now. Because we can take over these. Can't stop now. And we're totally unable to move anywhere. You shoot at anything? No, you can't. Try to get a grip. You can shoot the enemy once and you can't move. So I don't think anything really will change. How it at least looks at the moment. Move there. Shoot. Move, move. Oh. Again, we'll just have to wait and see what happens. Yeah. I think it's a marginal victory. Japanese 262 points, British 1044. So we didn't do bad, but the Japanese did manage to achieve something. So that's not what usually happens. Yeah, you have won a marginal victory and suffered moderate losses. Enemy forces are broken, but leave the field of battle in good order. Good work. So, a marginal victory in a long time. And I do enjoy this scenario quite a bit. I'm not sure how it would have been on the Japanese side. If I'd had to take a guess, it might have been a relatively easy one. So definitely not regretting this choice. And very nice scenario. A bit simplistic again. I do like the scenarios more where you have a more varied selection of troops. So maybe artillery, guns, tanks, infantry. But since everything's sort of pre-ordered and positioned on the map, so it doesn't matter too much. Yeah, this was, at least as far as the infantry fights are concerned, this was one of the better ones.